guys, welcome to today's video. I'm Sarah, this is No BS Beauty. So today I thought I'd talk about PDRN, and cameraman was like, what is that? I'm like, it's PDRN, I can't pronounce it. But PDRN stands for Polydeoxyribonucleotide, I think. Something like that, that's what it is. Which is a substance composed of DNA fragments typically extracted from salmon sperm, most commonly Oncorinic micus or Orchinis keta, which is used in medicine and cosmetics for its regenerative and anti-inflammatory properties. People are using this, I've read, for like knees that might need like a knee replacement to help with pain or arthritis. So it's being used topically as well as medicinally, so injected things like that. So typically it's going to come from salmon. However, there's also plant-based PDRN. So if you're allergic to fish, that might be a better alternative than giving yourself a allergy attack and probably end up in the hospital. Some brands use rose, some use ginseng. There's no studies that show that plant PDRN is as effective as salmon-derived PDRN, just to say that. If there is a study of it, let me know. But I couldn't find any so far that show that the plant stuff is as good as the salmon stuff. And typically to get the pure fish, the closest thing, you typically will have to go to actually Korea to buy them, because most of the brands will use something that they call sodium DNA as opposed to from the actual fish. So they must do this in a lab, and yeah. So oftentimes, don't get confused when you see sodium DNA on the list and not salmon, PDRN, or you know what I mean? So keep that in mind. You'll see sodium DNA a lot, especially if you're in the US, you'll see that. So sodium DNA is a more general simplified term. There's a slight difference between sodium DNA and PDRN, but they're closely related and kind of come from the same origin. So there's also something called L-PDRN, which a recent study has shown may have superior antioxidant activity and may be much better at scavenging free radicals. So, and in wound healing, L-PDRN has shown superior efficacy in promoting cell migration and wound closure. I've got some product favorites. So the main use of PDRN are for wound healing, which is repairing damaged skin cells, improving blood flow, used in treating chronic wounds, ulcers, and even burns. And burns are no thing to joke around with. It's great for dermatology treatments, skin boosters. It can help improve elasticity, reduce wrinkles and fine lines, brighten and rejuvenate the skin, and help heal acne scars. And then how it works: it increases vascular endothelial growth factor, which helps improve the blood supply. It reduces inflammation and tissue regeneration. It can be applied topically. It can be applied through injections. And some people do it through mesotherapy, which would be little, small, almost superficial injections. I've seen videos of, there's a video of a doctor or dermatologist performing this treatment on somebody. And it's painful to watch because she uses the same needle the entire, through like 40 or 50 injections. She uses the same needle. I just kept thinking how dull and much more dull and more dull that the needle kept getting. Obviously, the patient was extremely numb or very tough or drugged out. I don't know, but I could not do that. But some people really enjoy mesotherapy. But if you're going to do it, be careful and maybe see somebody. Hopefully see somebody. Anyway. I know some people do it themselves and are good at it. Yeah, it's above my pay grade is what I'm saying. So, okay, so some product favorites I've got. Medicube is worth considering. They have a lot of different PDRN products. Most of them contain fragrance, so I don't have any to comment on. But if you're not sensitive to fragrance, Medicube is worth checking out. Arguably, one of the most popular ones is the Rejuran Cosmetics Turnover Active Cream. This one uses c-PDRN. Now we're getting into the details, but c-PDRN stands for Cosmetic Polydeoxyribonucleotide, which is a derivative PDRN. So the c-PDRN helps stimulate fibroblasts in the skin, which produce collagen and elastin. It also promotes skin cell turnover and repair, and it's a big seller. I actually got this one when we were overseas in Korea, so I brought this, I muled it back myself, and it's really actually quite nice. I was impressed with it. It's got a nice cream texture to it. It doesn't have any scent, and it's just overall really nice product. It is on the more expensive side. I'm actually glad I picked this up in Korea because I'll link to it at Stylevana, but most places that sell this in the U.S. are more expensive. It's like $45-ish or so, but it is really nice and really nice. You can use it morning or evening or both, and it's just got a really nice texture, and it is made in Korea like I believe all of these are. Okay, next up is the Anua PDRN Hyalyron Serum, which is super watery, and I find it kind of frustrating to use because it's so watery, it's hard to really get a good application of it. But it's nice, and it really has worked well for a lot of people. So let's see how it's just it's liquid. I mean, it's basically like putting water on, which makes it a little bit of a challenge. But the good news is a little bit goes a long way. You're going to want to apply this right after toning and before serums and moisturizers to lock in that hydration. So this one also has 11 kinds of hyaluronic acid if you're still into hyaluronic acid. Formulated in Anua's low molecular Smart Capsule and enhances absorption of active ingredients into the skin. Suitable for all skin types, sensitive and acne-prone skin. Very watery though. I got so excited about this product, I think I purchased it 3 times without even realizing it. I've got a couple more. Next up is the PDRN Essence, which is really nice. This one uses 100,000 part per million of low molecular ginseng-derived PDRN, vegan. It's also enriched with 5 types of ceramides, polygluconic acid, panthenol, squalane, and elastin. And it's a little bit more on the expensive side, but it's got a really nice serum-y kind of gel texture to it, which is nice. A little bit of it goes a long way. They call it an essence. It's more of a serum-y moisturizer, I would call it, but very nice product and worth checking out. And I've got 2 more. Okay. Next up is the Nano Recipe Salmon PDRN Concentrate. So this one is meant to be used as an add-in ingredient. So you would get whatever serum you're putting on your face that day and add a couple drops into it and mix it in. So they call it more concentrated. I don't really know exactly how much more concentrated it can be. Where is this one made? Does it say? Made in Korea. And this one says it uses sodium DNA 10%, propanolol, water, and then hexandolol for a preservative. So short ingredient list. Obviously, it's got a lot more of the good stuff in here than when we're talking 100,000 part per million. So yeah, so you can customize it. This uses sodium DNA from salmon, and I will link to this. And then last but not least, this one is, it's kind of a mix of a Riedel serum and a PDRN serum. So it uses spicules from sponge, watered ocean sponge. So when you apply this, it just feels like your skin is getting prickled by like a porcupine almost. If you haven't tried any of the Riedel serum or the spicules products, that's what it is. So it uses both of the current hot ingredients, spicules and salmon-derived PDRN. So I use both of those. And it also has cic extract and elastin to give skin bounce and elasticity. It's a little bit bigger. It's 50 milliliters. So when you apply this, it's literally feels like you're irritating the heck out of your skin. I guess I don't know how else to say it, but it looks like it's just a gel texture. But then once you start smoothing it, you can start to feel the spicules kind of kick in and kind of feel like kind of micro damaging your skin. So yeah, spicules have been around for a while, but they just recently got popular. So yeah, so these are my options. My favorite is the Heel Turnover Cream. It's really nice. I love the texture of it. The uniqueness, though, of the Cosnor is interesting, and I like the combination of both ingredients to help penetrate into your skin, but you can't go wrong with any of these. They're all nice. They're all gentle. They're all unscented or fragrance-free that I've noticed. So anyway, so these are some of the things. If you're looking for anti-aging, help in elasticity, firmness, things like that, it's great to add into your routine. If you're young and still have your elasticity and things like that. You might not necessarily need it, but it's not going to hurt your skin by using it. So it's just a current hit hot ingredient. That's what it is, basically. So, yeah. So anyway, leave a comment. Love hearing from you guys, and stay tuned for more tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.